Here are 88 quotes from Elisabeth Elliot. They're organized into key themes. God never withholds from his child that which his love and wisdom call good. God's refusals are always merciful, severe mercies at times, but mercies all the same. God never denies us our heart's desire, except to give us something better. One does not surrender a life in an instant. That which is lifelong can only be surrendered in a lifetime. Leave it all in the hands that were wounded for you. God is God. If he is God, he is worthy of my worship and my service. I will find rest nowhere but in his holy will. God is God. Because he is God, he is worthy of my trust and obedience. You can never lose what you have offered to Christ. In whatever God does in the course of our lives, he gives us, through the experience, some power to help others. He is always doing something the very best thing, the thing we ourselves would certainly choose if we knew the end from the beginning. I'd rather let God choose for me than choose for myself, because he knows so much more than I do. Open hands should characterize the soul's attitude toward God, open to receive what he wants to give, open to give back what he wants to take. By trying to grab fulfillment everywhere, we find it nowhere. Of one thing I am perfectly sure, God's story never ends with ashes. God has promised to supply all our needs. What we don't have now, we don't need now. God never denies us our heart's desire, except to give us something better. God still owns tomorrow. Everything, if given to God, can become your gateway to joy. The secret is Christ in me, not me in a different set of circumstances. The work of God is done on God's timetable. We cannot give our hearts to God and keep our bodies to ourselves. God's work done in God's way never lacks God's supply. If God gave it to me, we say it's mine. No, the truth is that it is ours to thank him for and ours to offer back to him. This job has been given to me to do. Therefore, it is a gift. Therefore, it is a privilege. Therefore, it is an offering I may make to God. Either we are adrift in chaos or we are individuals, created, loved, upheld, and placed purposefully exactly where we are. What God gives in answer to our prayers will always be the thing we most urgently need, and it will always be sufficient. Everything is a gift from God. I do know that waiting on God requires the willingness to bear uncertainty, to carry within oneself the unanswered question. Trust God for the impossible. Trust him for the improbable. Trust him for the unimaginable. He asks us to trust him.